So when I come across somebody, they're going to be classified into three groups. Either fully compliant, they're going to be resistant, or they're going to be combative. Okay? We have no idea what their intentions are until they act on the intentions. So we're going to be cautious with whatever we do. So for the 2-on-1 grip, first we're going to show the way we have control. Again, this is your control hand, grabbing shoulder to shoulder. Okay? The other hand, it can be done either down or up. Most people prefer up because you can get your elbow in tight and you can keep more control. But again, the shoulder is where your control is. This hand can be straight, it could be folded, it doesn't really matter. Okay? The other method is overhand. Again, because my elbow is out, I don't have as much control. But sometimes you're going to be like this, especially if you do the knife defense. But we're going to focus more on the underhand grip right now. Now, if he pulls away from me before I establish the grip, I'm just going to go into a body lock. Okay, so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. If he goes to strike me before I establish the grip, I'm going to do the same defense as the knife defense. Okay, we're not going to try to fight somebody from this grip. This is more going to be a compliant hold. Okay, now we've established the 2-on-1 grip. You should learn how to do both sides as well. And also this system is meant for two people to control one. So there can obviously be somebody on the other side of me doing the same thing. So from this grip, I'm going to get a gooseneck, which is very commonly taught in most law enforcement security. The way we're going to do it is I'm going to release the shoulder, go down to the elbow, make sure the arm is bent 90 degrees. This hand is under because I'm creating kind of a lever. This hand slides on top and I push and pull, bending the wrist, squeezing the knuckles together, squeezing the fingers together, taking the other hand and covering. I like to put the elbow back on the chest rather than the arm. There's less chance of him escaping that way, and squeezing into my arms right here. Okay, this is a compliant hold. Now, be careful because you can easily make somebody become combative by applying too much pain. So you've got to really control how much pain. You want him to know that if you resist, I'm going to put a hurt on you, but I'm not going to unnecessarily administer pain right now. Now to get to a cuffing position from here, if he seems to be compliant and knows what the deal is, okay, I'm going to show you from behind. So I'm going to hold this hand only, let go of this hand, grab the bicep and move it into my arm, keeping the control hold gooseneck with this hand. And I can just ask for the next hand or continue to apply pressure. Now, if he seems to be compliant here, he's not resisting, I attempt to do the gooseneck and he's got really strong wrists and I can't bend it. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time here. I'm going to transition to another hold which is a little bit more immediate pain compliance. I'm going to keep the underhand grip, remove this hand, weave it over the forearm with the bony part of my forearm in his tendon here. Make a wedge under my forearm, pull up with this hand and push down with this hand. And lift. If he seems to be like he's going to be compliant, I can transition to the gooseneck, or I can just keep this hold here. It doesn't cause a whole lot of pressure or pain to me or endurance, and I can crank it on 10 times harder than I have right now if I need to. One of the most stressful situations is getting from nothing escalating to put hands on somebody. Okay, if you don't know what their intentions are, again, especially if they're calculating a way to attack, they're not going to telegraph it. They're going to wait for you to be vulnerable. So you do have to establish control right off the bat. Standing there with his fist closed. Okay, I don't know if he's got something in his hand. I don't know if he's thinking about punching. I don't know if he's mad or what. So I'm going to make my same approach as if I'm doing the knife defense. Now I don't have to do it really hard, but I can accelerate it if he does seem to be attacking me. So the same thing, this hand up here with the arm, This hand is going to catch the bicep. Move forward, catch. Okay? Get the 2-on-1 from here. Now, if he has bad intentions and I'm moving forward, my technique is already halfway applied, so I can kind of defend. Same exact technique. I didn't know there was a knife until he thrusted. Okay, the same exact techniques we did from stand-up works even better if the suspect is seated with his hands on an armrest or a table. I'm going to come behind. This time I'm going to lock my hands, my elbows, to pin his arm. So on top of the wrist and the shoulder, using my weight. By locking my elbows, I have my weight. Okay? I'm going to announce who I am and then proceed to locking on the gooseneck, standing him up to the cuffing position. Okay, second scenario. Approach, lock on, here. His wrist is too tight, he's resisting the wrist. Keep this grip, weave it under, and stand him up with pain. Third scenario, if he throws a punch from here, wrap it up, squeeze, stand him up again. Everything is the same.